What's going on, everybody? This is James Grandmaster Facts Boys, and you're here for another episode of the Facts Project. Today, special guest, live in the whip, traveling the highways. Look, you can even see it by his name, award-winning Lyle. We got Lyle Ringold here with us, basically here to talk about not only Watchmen 1, Watchmen 2. He's here, basically here from the Konkret universe, whipping the vehicle. Happy to be here, brother.
Yeah. Happy to be here too. It's been 2 years.
Hey, look, man, you've been counting down. Now, no, first I'll tell you how we went about it. Of course, I just do my regular postings and everything of what we're going to do as far as the Facts Project is concerned. And he would always be in the comments when I got to get back on the show. Word up. Yep. So that's the thing. The last time that we spoke, it was an IG live session 2 years ago. And we were talking about issue 1. And matter of fact, I think you just had the Kickstarter live, and we were just talking about that.
Yeah, I only had the Kickstarter, because then I think we had the joint one with Impound Comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah. So no, I mean, I've seen it from the get-go. I do have issue 1 and issue 2. I'm pretty sure that there's the plans of, I know Alonzo has a lot of work going on as far as like the anthologies going. He's talking about doing short stories. He's talking about doing long format. He's trying to get different characters here and there.
Yep. Because we all got like 1 million characters.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe
I have stuff being introduced
as well. And we gonna get to that. Yeah. So when we first talked, and no, this was, of course, before issue 1 of The Watchmen came out. It was more so bringing up the fact that you were introducing a street level character finally to the Konkret universe. Yes. Everything that Konkret had done up to that point was pretty much OP. You know, exactly. With Absolver, it kind of went into the underworld and everything. You had Odina, who had, of course, a very high super, power scale, and then you had Acolyte, which was on the cosmic level, and then here comes you, be like, okay, somebody got to handle the streets.
Someone had to do it. Somebody got tired of the overpowered people.
Okay, and look, there's nothing wrong with that, because there's certain authors in a lot of comics that says, "Yo, I can't even write that shit."
Right.
So
and it's like
go ahead.
Low-key, I want to do one. Like I want to do like a big like super powered type character one day. But I'll be loving like street I love like street characters so much. Like just like let's say I have a character and he's probably like I have a character that's basically gonna be introduced. And he's kind of like on the level of like he's like my universe's version of Spider-Man. Like he's not a bug persona, but he's like my Spider-Man. Okay. In the universe. Like he's like my Spider-Man. Like he's not like you wouldn't call Spider-Man overpowered. Like you wouldn't call him like to me he's street. He ain't gonna save the world bombs. Like you ain't gonna see like Superman will literally like stop like a planet from crashing into Earth. You wouldn't see Spider-Man stopping a planet.
Right. He doesn't have cosmic threats.
Right. Like you wouldn't see like him stopping an invasion by himself, Right. Like he do a little team up, Like you would see the Flash, like that's why I think they're two different. Like you would see the Flash, sure, the Flash would stop like a big threat like that, but you really wouldn't see Spider-Man doing that. Like,
right. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, because there can be a lot of people that might think, okay, but Spider-Man has OP qualities. But if Galactus is coming,
but he's not.
Yeah, if Galactus is coming, Spider-Man ain't being like, I'm first.
Exactly. He getting his ass beat. like he couldn't fight he wasn't fighting Thanos by himself. He was in a whole group.
Yeah, absolutely. He needed a whole gang to get up on it. They had to jump him.
Literally. So like I got a character like that coming, but I want to do like a character where like he could be like he could just save the city, like a whole city or a whole like 2 cities at a time by himself, like Wonder Woman or like a Superman type, And because first of all, at first Watchmen wasn't even my first character that I created. Was he the second? He was the second one I created. I have the character. I never even introduced him yet before Watchmen. Like he's a superpowered character, like not
Okay.
like enhanced, but I never introduced him yet. I never even wrote for him yet.
So would you
I
say
just had
like
the character made.
so Watchmen was generally going to be the one that was going to get put out first because you felt like it was more of an attachment to you to put it out?
Yeah.
Got you.
I felt like that, like the Watchmen. I felt like that one just resonated with me more, and it was like I don't know, that story came to me, like the storyline and everything came to me easier. Like I had the other character, I'm over there trying to write. I'm like, let me just write what I know.
Right.
Since I grew up liking, like the vigilante and street characters more. So I think that's why I can write it. I can write it easier. So
So who
like, I
stands
can
out?
write a superpower character, but
Uh,
this is that one came easier and it was faster for me to put it out.
mm. Now who stands out to you? What is it? Daredevil, Punisher, who?
Uh, honestly, like I said, I grew up liking Dick Grayson, so it was
Oh,
like
okay. So
Robin.
Nightwing.
It was like Robin growing up, Nightwing, Daredevil, of course, and that's why my character literally is like a mix of all. My character is literally a mix of all the characters that I like growing up. Like my character is literally Nightwing, Daredevil, Wolverine, and Captain America and Black Panther all in one.
Right. Now,
Like,
see, I figured
so,
that.
yeah, like
Now,
those are all the characters that I like growing up. All low key street level too.
all
They're all
Loki
like
street level characters. So you kind of
yeah,
stayed on the same playing field. That's fine.
yeah,
Now, when we get into it, issue one passes,
right.
your introduction to Concrete. All of a sudden, you get nominated for these Glyph Awards. That's why
Exactly.
now you got this little award winning Lyle up here.
Gotta let
So
people know.
now, no, without any type of like hoopla and everything. Were you surprised?
When I won the first award, yes, because when I won the first award, it wasn't for issue one. It was for my mini issue,
Right.
the free issue that we put out to tease and to get people, aware of the watch. It was like what, a nine? I think it was like a 9-pager. I literally wrote that in a day. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't expecting to win nothing. I literally scribbled that because Alonzo told me just write something so we can get your character out there. We can get it pumped for the Kickstarter and everything. So I just scribbled something. It was literally probably made in like a week or two.
Mm.
Like the production was literally made in like a week.
So
And then we put
so
it
that
out
one
there.
shocked you.
That shocked me because I was like, all right, like that's cool. Because issue one couldn't even be nominated because at the time for the Glyph Awards, you had to have the book out already.
Mm.
But it wasn't out yet. So issue one was never nominated for anything because I never was able to submit it for
Right.
any award. But I was able to submit my mini issue because that was already out. It was a free digital copy. And that's how I won the web comic Glyph Award for that one. But yeah, that one definitely shocked me. I was like, well, guess they like it.
Yeah. So basically by then, like pretty much after that, issue one does drop.
Yep.
I believe you had one of the highest
I
kickstart
had the
goals
exact. Yep.
of all of Concrete.
Yep. Fastest funded.
And the fastest funded.
It was the fastest funded before I even woke up. That's the crazy part. I didn't even know it launched. Yeah, I was asleep. I woke up to like a bunch of texts. Then I woke up to I was saying, "Oh, you're funded already in 45 minutes." I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, man, I forgot it was even dropping today. I was literally knocked out. Didn't even know it was funded. Then they told me that it was already done. I was like, well,
Right.
at that point, I was just chilling. I wasn't even looking at the rest of the funding going up. I ain't care no more. I was like, well, it's funded already.
So does that prove to say that you made the right decision joining Concrete and basically have them publish the comic?
Yes, because I had a Kickstarter failure before I even joined Konkret Comics. Like I said, like I had one character out already. But by the time that by that time I had a third character. I still got him. I just hate the design so much. Like I hate the design because it resembles like X-Men for some reason. I don't know. It was the way it was ran. Like he looks like he could be an X-Men, but he's not an X-Men. Just the
Right.
way it came out. And I made a Kickstarter for this character.
Okay.
By myself though, and it was a terrible Kickstarter. I did not know what I was doing. It was a terrible. Like I had nothing out for it. I literally just had one picture. And I just like wrote a bunch of stuff on the inside. I had some sketches of the design. That was it. And it went nowhere. I was like, all right. So I quickly deleted the Kickstarter after I realized that it was a failure. I think I had like a $1 pledge. So I like quickly deleted it. I was like, this is terrible. Like, why was I was like, what am I doing? I was like, that's crazy. So like I stopped that. And then that's when, I started like looking for people. I'm like, okay, who can help me make a comic? I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I ain't gonna know how to ship the stuff out. Even if that Kickstarter was successful, people weren't gonna get their books. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wasn't gonna know what to do. I was about to take some people money and run.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's when, I found Lonzo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wasn't even, like I said before, I always tell people, I wasn't signing with them. I was just going to use them to get my book made, mail me a bunch of copies, and I was going to just send it out. I wasn't going to like sign. I thought I just needed help with like finding people to make the book and a printer. I was not going to like join Konkret, but he kept begging, I was like, no, we need the Watchmen in our universe. We need him. It's a great character. I love the story. I was like, all right, I'll come save Konkret. Once I joined, Konkret went up. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, once the Watchmen joined, Konkret went up.
Oh man. You about to say that you're responsible for the diamond distribution deal.
They didn't get it until I came. I'm just saying. They did not get it until I came. And now we got like a roster of like Konkret like creators, like it's like a 30 of them at this point. It's annoying, first of all, but it's like we all cool now, but it's like, come on now. I was supposed to be it. Y'all weren't supposed to get anybody else. Now we got like 50 people behind me. And like I'm not the only street character there now.
Word, because I'm about to say 2 years ago, you were the new cat.
I was the only one. I was supposed to be it. I gave them all this publicity.
Oh my
and
God.
Now they all want to join up, Put Konkret on my back. What can I say? We're going up. And it's because of me, and I'm gonna stick to it.
Damn. All right, so to get into this is Watchmen 2 right here. All right, so briefly, if you can, for anybody that has never read The Watchmen before, a brief synopsis on the character itself and the story.
Okay. Every time I do a synopsis, I feel like I end up spoiling the whole story.
No. Who is he?
Okay. So basically, the Watchman is the greatest character to ever live, even in the mainstream characters, basically. So the Watchman, he's this young cat. He grew up, he's an Air Force veteran who grew up in the foster system because he didn't know his father when he grew up. But when he was out making trouble with his friends, the neighborhood vigilante saw him and took him under his wing, especially when he noticed that was his son. He's been watching him the whole time.
Right.
So he saw him getting in trouble. He wanted to keep him on the straight and narrow path. So he took him under his wing. He started training him, but Tevin never became a vigilante until his father was murdered. He came back. So he came back. He came back from his service and came back to his father being murdered, and then he took up his father's mantle as becoming a watchman of the city. So now he goes around trying to figure out what happened to his dad, but along the way he has to stop all these threats that come out of nowhere.
Right.
Especially the new threat came at the end of issue 1, which the new threat was, surprise, surprise, you got a brother. You got a whole brother you never even knew about, so you didn't even know your dad was like that in the streets. Right. Now he got a whole other son now, an older brother at that. You thought you was the only child. Now he got an older brother. An older brother wants what he got. The older brother wants to control the city. He wanted to be the heir to the throne. But
So basically, you got two brothers fighting over the same mantle.
yes.
Now, there's certain, of course, things that are like fitting throughout this whole thing. One happens to be his sidekick Christian, and then end of what issue two, he ends up issue two, he ends up getting his ass whooped. Damn near murk. We don't even know if he gonna make it to issue three. You know, you got Mist running around,
Right.
basically all types of questions are being arised because they keep up storming up in people's houses.
Exactly.
And then you got Monty Lamont Ross, who signed up for a medical trial, and this is basically why Christian got his ass beat.
Exactly.
Because it was digging and digging and digging. And then pretty much out of nowhere, Christian looked up some shit he wasn't supposed to be looking at and get snatched out of the window like Rico did one of Calvin's boys and paid in full.
Yep.
So when we're looking about this, Tevin has this whole thing in his head that he got some serum, and all of a sudden he feels like he don't feel no pain. He can go through multiple amounts of punishment. He's not going to get injured. He's pretty much invincible at this point, and he feels like he owes his father at this point. You know, I gotta live up to him.
Pause real quick on the serum part. See, that's low key. I get in there. That's low key the misconception with Tevin. Tevin technically never got the serum.
Right. I get that part. But he keeps talking about it.
But other people get confused. He has to talk about it because that's the only way to explain. That's literally the only way to explain his powers, though. But for him to explain where he gets his ability from. But Tevin was born with it. He has a serum. He just didn't take it like everyone else.
So he just got it by genetics.
Yeah, he was born with it. Since his daddy, was doing drugs, got in the system once, he got a lady pregnant, it got in his system, which was the main downfall of his mother. That's it. She couldn't handle that super, she couldn't handle it. She ended up passing away,
Well, it turns out his daddy was literally gallivanting throughout the entire goddamn town because he was doing all types of shit.
Exactly. So in that case, so he got his powers. Basically, he's just born with it, but it never manifested yet until puberty. He didn't it's gonna be told when he started like realizing his powers. It's gonna be told, like that's coming up. It's gonna be like a little flash. What you call it? A flash forward, flashback,
right?
Whichever one you call it. But yeah, it's gonna be told in issue 3 when he started manifesting his abilities.
So he almost got it almost at the same point like a mutant. Mutant usually gets their powers heightened after like puberty when they hit adolescence.
Yeah. Because then that was a whole another big problem. Like another big problem that occurred with his pops. Like that was a big fallout because he got his abilities, but he wanted to do something about it, but his dad wouldn't let him.
Now,
so
necessarily, you got now. My thing is this: after all this, and pretty much after issue 1, you realize how. I mean, he's a vigilante at this point. He's running around the city doing what he does. Christian, who is an unsuspected ass dude, decides to link up and join with homeboy, and knowing that he gonna get into some shit. Why?
Okay, so then you gotta let me explain. You gotta let me explain that part. So, and that's another. This is another thing that be ticking me off about certain people that read my book and don't appreciate the genius of my award-winning writing. They be like, "Oh, it's structured weird, blah blah blah." It's not structured weird. It's structured that way for a reason. Because I got to fill in the holes. I'm not gonna write a timeline type of story. I don't write that way.
Right.
It all makes sense, but my storytelling is like it's gonna be like flashbacks and everything that explain like the little plot holes that like everything will fall into place basically. It's gonna fall into place. It's gonna make sense. But Christian, they were friends already.
I figured that.
They grew up together. Christian was like the only non-POC in the neighborhood. He grew up with Tevin.
He was one of them.
Yeah, he was one of them. He grew up with him. So he grows up with him and everything. So that's how they met, and that's gonna be told. Like, because I have a along with issue 3 being made, I have a mini issue being made right now, which literally fills and holds of like Tevin's friends. It even like the mini issue is gonna detail like how Christian even found out, because he ain't know at first either.
So it
like,
wasn't just
so
like
people
Tevin.
Gonna be confused. No, people gonna be confused in the mini issue because he got the old costume in there. Exactly. Okay. So, and people gonna have something to say about that too. I'm like, it wasn't supposed to make sense. It's not supposed to go in order. It ain't gonna go in order until I get a TV series. It'll go in order that way, but it's just a book. It ain't gotta be in order.
Right.
It all makes sense. Everything else is gonna be in order. But like certain like people that pop up, they gonna pop up. And then their backstory gets told in the next series, basically.
Now
that's the genius of it.
Yeah. Now the mysterious Vel that basically is coming around and gets into that had to be one of the in a comic book. It was one of those points where somebody just basically is getting their ass whooped or being talked to in the conversation at the same time.
Right.
So and like he throws a spear through Homeboy's leg and then decides to sit down and have a chat.
Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. If I saw that, I laughed. You know, that's like funny. Like, it's like, bro, you just gonna do this and then sit down and try to talk to me calmly? No.
Right.
But the thing is that he knew that wasn't gonna affect him. They basically they're the same and not at the same time. Like they got some of the same abilities, but no. Like people are gonna realize this man Vel been stalking this man for a long time.
Right.
Like he's been seeing him. Like he knows, like he's been seeing this man. Like he knows how he works. He knows what can affect him. You know what can't. Just like when he played the sonic emitter, he knew that was gonna hurt his ears.
Right.
Like he knows that he has super hearing. So obviously a loud, high pitched sound is gonna affect him. He knew that already. People gotta learn that.
So necessarily, how long would you say Vel has been watching Tevin?
I would say for about a year. Just about a year, just getting intel on him. Because he can't just run up on a guy. You don't know what he's capable of. Right. He's like, y'all related. You know y'all both got the serum in your blood, but you don't know what you can do. Like you ain't just gonna run up on a random person and think, I'm about to beat this man and get beat up. You ain't about to do that. I mean, I'm not about to do that. So if that's what y'all want to do, cool. But nah, I need to do my recon, got to do your recon on a person first. And then you got to go at it.
Now, necessarily, if you can reveal anything, what questions about the serum do we not know? Even as to how it was even made.
That's the main thing. Y'all don't know. People are gonna want what's gonna be revealed in the first arc is where the serum came from, who's behind the serum, why the serum was even made, and it all connects. Like it legit all connects. Like him being in the military, it connects to that. Connects to his father's past, his father's friends that are gonna like pop up. It connects to Vigilant.
Is it going to connect to why Lamont basically is signing up for medical trials to get this shit happening?
Yeah, it connects to that. And the crazy part, that's the character that I was saying about. Lamont's gonna be a pivotal role in the Watchmen universe. Lamont is my special character. He's one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
Because Lamont is me.
So this pretty much at the end of issue 2, of course, it's that ultimate cliffhanger because he's basically Vel is basically revealing himself to Tevin letting him know exactly who he is, and basically, yeah, I'm your brother.
And you know what? People ain't like that, and I ain't like that. People didn't like that much.
What, that they're brothers?
No, they didn't like how, basically, like, so they didn't like how I revealed it, which
Like
was weird. I'm
how they
like,
revealed that they were brothers?
exactly. It was like, no, you could have. They over here trying to tell me how to write. Like, oh, you could have kept the plot hole. It was like, oh, they like you didn't have to reveal it right then and there. Don't tell me when to reveal something that
Yeah.
I'm writing.
Well, then
They were
there's,
like,
there's always that question, like, what is he supposed to do with that information?
exactly. I'm like, y'all looking at one aspect of it. Y'all not looking at the whole picture. Okay, cool. He was like, oh, we brothers. Okay, but now, like, now what? What do we do about it? Y'all not thinking about that?
Yeah,
Like, this man Tevin's head is messed up right now.
yeah.
Now you got to think about it. He just found out. First of all, he just found out his dad died. Okay, he found
On
out
one
his
hand,
dad died. Now he got all these things happening in the city.
mm-hmm.
His friend, his friend just got brutally stabbed through the abdomen, and the person who stabbed him through the abdomen is his brother.
Right.
Kick it off. When did he have a brother? Like, he's confused right now. Like, how's he supposed to feel about this?
Uh-huh.
Like, people are not taking that into account. Like, they worried about the one thing. Oh, you could have left that. Like, that could have been built on. You could have left that as a cliffhanger. Don't tell me how many cliffhangers I need.
Right. So
Like,
at this point, he has a familiar connection because he just found out he
right.
got a brother. The only person that he
Exactly.
felt quote close to, Christian, just I ain't gonna say he got
Exactly.
murked. I ain't gonna say he got murked, but just literally got brutally injured by him.
Brutally.
So it's almost like
Exactly.
even he got brutally injured. So it's like it's almost that
Yeah.
they're at odds. He gonna get left up there on that roof,
Right.
and pretty much he has to at some point in time tend to Christian.
Exactly.
So when we get to issue
But that's
3,
why the ambulance. That's why he told them to call the ambulance,
right?
and that's why they came. He good, like Christian. He didn't take care of all right, but that's where issue 3 picks up.
Because I'm about to say
So
in issue 3, pretty much Vel's still on the run, and we still haven't gotten an introduction into Lamont.
okay, Bell ain't trust me. Bell ain't on the run. He ain't running. He ain't dodging nothing.
Oh, let's just say he's out of the picture then.
Yeah, he's out of the picture. Hey, he gonna like so in issue 3, he's gonna be there, but he's not gonna be a big part. Like, he gonna have a little sabbatical in issue 3 because another threat arises in issue 3 as well.
Oh, okay.
So Tevin got all this stuff to deal with. Okay.
Yeah.
Tevin got all this stuff to deal with. I can tell you there will be Easter eggs in issue 3 that deals with another character in Konkret Comics.
See. And I was gonna pose that question, but I was gonna wait.
Yep.
But
y'all might see a collab forming soon. You know?
what was this your suggestion, or was this Lonzo's?
So you saying was it Lonzo's?
Was it Lonzo's suggestion, or was it your suggestion to do that?
No, none of this have even to do with Lonzo. Lonzo ain't got nothing to do with this. He was made aware of it.
Right.
Like, he knows about it and everything, but no, it's not his suggestion. He thought, because at first it was it literally just happened. Like, it just popped up. The opportunity presented itself, and I'm like, could low-key fit that in there, you know? You could squeeze that in there.
Right.
It's like, because it fits, and it makes it, it fits, and it fits in the story. It fits in the plot hole. It just makes sense.
Okay.
And people, like, we had a question before, like, oh, who's going to do collabs and everything, right? They're like, oh, collabs, when are you going to do the collabs? And then people are like, no, you guys should have, like, a couple issues out before you do the collabs. Stop telling us how to do our job. Okay. If I want to collab after one issue, I'm gonna collab after one issue. Why not put two other characters together? Like, you don't need 10 issues to just collab with another character, you know. Like, that's what ticked me off about, like, the so-called, you know, some of the so-called supporters. They think they know more than you. When it works, I don't want to hear nothing.
Right.
I don't want to hear nothing when it works. Y'all ain't gonna be saying none of this stuff.
But you know what? Even though that messes y'all up and you have fans like that, the fact that they're so enthralled in the fucking story to where they want to change up what you're writing.
Exactly.
y'all got
it's
some
like,
fans,
just admit you love it. Yeah. It's like, just admit you love it. Like, you love it. It's that one guy told me, I call him a hater though, but one guy told me, he was like, he said he could write it more structurally sound than I wrote it. And I'm like, can you now? Like, can you? I'm like, you can't write it more structurally sound because, first of all, the Watchmen came from my head. You would have never thought about it.
Right.
You ain't gonna write nothing more structured. I'm like, and it's not made to be structured in a certain way. It jumps around for a reason. I don't want a story that just goes like A, B, C, D. No.
It's true.
And that's what we had to.
Yeah, because when you do it that way, it's
when I
messed up.
first made it. Exactly. And that's what we discussed when I was making it in the first place. They were like, oh, they're like, you have, like, the editor of my issue 1 was like, oh, you have a lot of, like, you're doing it like the flashback. I was like, yeah, like, that's how I'm writing. Like, that's how I want my story. I hate when people try to tell me how to write my story. Like, I'm writing it my way for a reason. It's mine. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And obviously, people like it.
So
what I'm doing working.
You got a problem with editing?
Yeah, I do. Because it's like, why am I paying you to edit my stuff? I'm sorry, I don't get it. I don't feel like I need to pay someone to edit my stuff.
Oh man.
Like, because it's like, no, it's like this. Like, I wrote it this way. Why am I getting it changed? It's like, the only thing you need to edit, if I want an editor, I'll click the ABC check mark. It can edit my punctuation and spelling.
What you gonna get, Grammarly?
Yeah. That's all I need. Like, don't be trying to edit my stuff. No. Can't stand. I don't even think it was, issue 2. I don't even think that was edited. I stopped that.
Oh man.
You're not changing how. If I wrote it, I want it there. That's all I'm gonna say. If I wrote it, it's there for a reason.
Now,
and it's gonna stay there.
At the end of issue 2, you had like a 2-page snippet, and it's a whole different story altogether. It may be within the same universe, it may not be, based on a organization called Vigilant. What's that about?
Okay, so
you still here? Okay. So basically, Vigilant is, so like I said, with Vigilant, it might be going 2 different ways, okay? Christian, and it'll be made more known. Christian owns Vigilant.
Oh.
Tevin's his partner in Vigilant. Vigilant is essentially a tech company, like high-tech stuff, like high-tech weapons, software, equipment, right?
Yeah.
He made Vigilant. It helps. And Vigilant is also they're innovative in technology. So like they help some of the software helps the Watchmen, be able to track crime around the city and everything, help people report crime. It's like an app that's gonna be involved, and it's called like the Neighborhood Watch app.
Okay.
So people can report crime that way. But Vigilant is also, from where Tevin takes his part in Vigilant, it's also a like private security firm basically as well. Like they provide high-end security to like areas and companies that don't want police protection. Like they'll step in and do what the police can't, because the police can't be everywhere, but they can.
Right.
And that's where that's where the girl comes in. Like her sister is one of the main detectives in the story, but she don't want to be a cop. She want to work with Vigilant.
Right.
So she's gonna join up with Vigilant.
The detective's name is Yvette, and the girl who's basically not joining the force, her little sister, is joining Vigilant.
Exactly. She's joining Vigilant. And she eventually will play a big part in the universe as well.
Got it.
Yeah. But then also Vigilant, eventually, it's gonna be it's gonna have its own little like team.
Like, so they're pretty much Shield, like in Marvel.
Basically. Yes. Like its own shield, yeah. But it's gonna be derived of like they're all part of Vigilant, you know, that's gonna be like they cover up, but Vigilant is like it's what the name says, it's gonna be straight vigilantes.
Okay.
So he low-key building his own team within the team.
So outside of this, you got Watchmen 3. You got a mysterious crossover from another Konkret character that's going to join up pretty soon.
Right.
And then you have an organizational team up based off of this universe and Vigilant.
Yeah.
All right, you got a lot to work on, brother.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah. A lot.
Hey, look, I say it like this. The fact that you've had 2 issues in the first Watchmen and had the ability to do this in a certain manner is definitely boded well for you. Now, with how the universe is pretty much breaking off and how you're going to get that going, I mean,
everybody gonna see it. It's gonna work.
Yeah. So my thing is like, is there like a 5-year plan for like Watchmen? What you gonna do so far? Anything?
See, I don't plan it, so I don't have like a projected like timeline. It's just gonna all come together. Me, I'm low-key trying to do something different. Like I'm trying to put out much material as I can in a short amount of time. If it allows me, you know, financially, of course.
Right.
Know? So as much material as I can put out, I'm gonna put out with different stories. Then I also have plans to do other things besides, you know, the Watchmen.
Well, bro, I wish you the best in doing this, man. It was good talking to you about this.
Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. So
I'll be back.
Yes, you will. Heard. So for James Grandmaster Facts boys, that's Lyle Ringold, and we are out.